to share my experience of how to discover Jira data with eazyBI. I will show you the things we and our customers are doing with eazyBI when trying to do something meaningful from Jira data. Welcome to the world of customized Jira reports. My name is Martin and I work in eazyBI support team as client consultant. And we see that our customers are more and more interested in creating custom reports for very different use cases. My goal is to give you an overview of how to rediscover Jira data with eazyBI reports and charts. If you have questions while I present, please use the questions and answers section and we will look at them at the last part of my talk. My presentation will cover the following topics. First, we will have a general insight into eazyBI app, and I will show you how to create your first report and use the main features of eazyBI for exploring your data from new perspectives. Then we will have a wider look on different visualization options of data using different types of charts and reports. Lastly, we will see several use cases with more demonstrations of eazyBI. First, why would you need an app like eazyBI? Here's why. If you want to know something, you ask questions. How is my project team doing? Has it improved since last quarter? How long does it take to close a bug? When is next holidays? What's the meaning of life? And not just those questions. We ask different questions every day, and sometimes we make decisions based on answers. If you want to make right decisions, you need correct information, so you tend to ask questions. And for many of these Jira-related questions, you need actual data from Jira. Data always is not easy to understand, therefore you might prefer charts and dashboards for better visualizations. And these are not just questions about today, like what is the open features by status today, but also questions for historical periods in time. For example, how many open issues or open features by statuses we had last month, last quarter, or last year. Jira is extremely universal tool with a rich ecosystem, and it gathers data from almost any activity of our daily work. We are talking about a huge amount of activities, working with Jira issues, changing responsible users, changing statuses. Jira is the tool from the future with all its flexibility. It provides the main functionality and apps that let you go beyond. And it becomes more and more important to provide tools for having better insight in this huge amount of data. And that is where eazyBI can help you with more than 10 years experience analyzing Jira data model, many chart types and great user reviews. You won't find many reporting tools to analyze historical Jira issue data, to answer questions about previous periods. eazyBI is not just great to answer complex questions. You can answer also quite simple questions too. This is a business intelligence tool for data analysis and visualization. It provides users with a built-in Jira and Confluence integration. The integration means that eazyBI provides users with a data warehouse type of reporting system to analyze the data, making it possible to create complex and flexible reports and create that in a simple manner and let them work efficiently. eazyBI is available for Jira Cloud, Server, Data Center, and last 2 years also for Confluence Analytics. The integration with Jira gives you a data model where users get many useful building blocks to create custom reports in a simple manner. This is a non-real-time analysis tool which imports Jira data into a data warehouse where data is being aggregated for fast reporting purposes. If you have large projects with many issues, and you want something more than just issue counts or percentage from project data, and you want it fast, you would see a benefit of aggregated data. Of course, you can get counts and percentages. Data is being automatically updated using incremental imports in eazyBI. So don't worry about not up-to-date reports. Here you can see the initial screen of the report creation dashboard eazyBI. eazyBI provides all the main fields. We call them dimensions. And you can use them and combine them in reports. eazyBI also provides a lot of predefined measures for many different use cases to be implemented in a straightforward way. The measures do not include only different ways of issue counts. You can have pre-calculated historical measures of status changes, get the time per status for designing your cycle time reports, measuring work logs, sprint scope, and many other things. Let's see how quickly we can create a report to analyze issues created versus resolved and see that by month, and also see the backlog and average resolution time by periods. It's just playing with the tool to build such report from scratch. As you can see, we have selected a couple of measures: issues created, issues resolved, and for backlog, we will select open issues. And additionally, we will also select a measure called average resolution days to see the time it took to resolve an issue. Once we selected the measures in eazyBI, we are ready to work and add dimensions to analyze these measures. In this example, we will use the time dimension. We can expand it from the default view, but in this case, we will select the specific month level. There are many levels, but in this example, we use a month level to see results by month. And not to see all the month, we will use also the pages filter and select the calculated member, which is called, we can select all times, but in this example, we will use the last 12 months. So we can look only at just last 12 months. So we enabled the filter. We selected it in the pages. So report is showing us just the last 12 months. And now we are ready with the table view. We will switch to the bar chart and we will use the vertical bars. This is a bar chart where all 4 measures are displayed, and it doesn't make sense to show all these 4 on the same axis and on the same scale. So I enabled the separate axis for the open issues, which illustrates the backlog, and I will do the same for average resolution days. So I have up to 3 vertical axes in my eazyBI report. For open issues, I will change the type to show it as a line. And also I will do the same with the average resolution days. I will use a different type of line in the chart. So when I hover on the lines, I can see values. But here I will choose the different colors, which is maybe you're used to your specific colors for KPIs. So you can play with the tool and change these colors on the go. For issues resolved, I will use the green color. For issues created, I will use red color. So you can see the customization is there. You can play with the tool and change the colors, types, add axes, change font size, and many other things. And when you hover on the lines or on the bars, you can see the values. Always not forget to save the report if you want to reuse it later, and their names should be unique. So I will use a slightly different name for this report in case I have a similar report already. So my report is there, and I can see that on July, it was the highest average resolution days. Probably it means that in July, we were resolving many issues and they were created some previous month. So the average resolution days goes up, and you can see outliers. We saw how quickly we can create a simple but meaningful eazyBI report. But I would recommend to explore our public demonstration account with many report examples. It took us a couple of minutes to create this report. It's very useful to have static reports where all interested parties can find the insights they need. But eazyBI is not only for that. You can use eazyBI for exploring your data, find outliers, or other root causes of the deviations. I have now my issues created versus resolved report, but I might wish to have more insight on our backlog. What's behind the open issues? What would be the best way for dealing with those issues? I can use the features of eazyBI for doing that. Let's take the same report and try to focus on the open issues to understand better the backlog of my issues. We created this report earlier. We see that line with open issues, and the last month, it was created in September. It shows the number of open issues basically at the end of each displayed month. So at the end of September, I had 1,185 open issues. Now I might wish to analyze more about this number. So I would use the drill across feature and choose to drill across issue types to see how many open issues I have in bug, feature, task, and improvement issue types. It doesn't make sense to keep the time because open issues for the current month is the number I'm looking into. So I'm removing the time dimension, and let's focus more on open features. So again, I'm using the drill across feature in eazyBI to change the report, and I will use the component to the drill across components and see open features by components. You can see that there are many open issues in the issue type feature. I can sort the components to show the highest ones in the top. And I can do also some filtering on this report. I will choose to show just a list of components, not all of them, the ones that have more than 10 open issues. And I might wish also to go deeper than that. I will use the status dimension to analyze one of the components by statuses. How many open issues I have in this issue type for this component in each of the statuses. I can see that there are a couple of statuses for the open issues, and I can use another feature drill through issue to see actually the list of issues behind results. And this integration is great that you can have a button to open all these issues even in Jira Navigator and go directly to Jira as a source. So, but I will go back one step and create this report to basically, yeah, this is a report where I created open features by the top components. So it gives me the good look on what actually happens with my backlog, which are the open issues in my project and how they are grouped. I can save this report for exploration and then share it with my team for continuous monitoring of the backlog in the future. eazyBI provides a lot of chart types for better visualization of your data. You can group these reports into eazyBI as dashboards and share them with other users, or put them as gadgets on your Jira dashboard or Confluence page macros. And also users can subscribe and receive these dashboards in their email as PDF attachments. I created the dashboard in eazyBI for covering different chart types. You can see my newly created report there as well. Let us have a look on the chart types, how they can be used for different reporting needs. Table view is the default view of report, which is visible for users when they start designing the report with eazyBI. It's always recommended to tune the report as a table before applying at any other or better looking chart type in eazyBI. Sometimes table view is what you actually need, and the table view has several useful visualization options that can help your report look attractive and informative. In this report, I applied self-formatting and totals. In my report, I used the last 12 months filter, which automatically adjusts the date when you open the report. Here, I created the report about the most productive days of our team. I used the weekday dimension and applied the self-formatting with the heat map option, showing in the darker color the items having the largest values. As you can see, Mondays are the most productive days for the last 12 months, especially in February. Some of issues are resolved on weekends. That's probably our boss. In the table report, you can also compare different measures and visualize the difference with the custom formatted cell contents. You can use the markdown formatting to show not only values of the calculation, but also different icons using custom colors. In this example, I used the symbols for identifying the month when created issues exceeded the resolved issues. The table report has also an excellent new feature of drawing the spark lines, where you can show small line chart or bar chart right in the cell contents. Here I added the trend of resolved issues about previous 6 months in each row of my table. Cool, right? This is one of many benefits from using eazyBI for Jira app. If you use the issue dimension in report, with just a couple of clicks, you can go from the eazyBI report to Jira issue screen and check behind the curtains. And the same go to source feature is also available for sprint and version and fixed version dimensions. By the way, it works the same also from the chart view, as long as chart has one of these dimensions used. The bar and line charts are very often used in reports, and we also see this type of charts very much recommended for different use cases. Here you can see a simple bar chart of the planned versus actual hours uses log. And I have here imported that data from Tempo into eazyBI. This is data from Tempo timesheets and planner apps. My data cube were extended with the data about worklogs and planned hours. And then I visualized those as bars on my monthly report. The same bar chart can be tuned further in eazyBI by adding the issue type as a stacked bar to get more insight into why plans overrun. For instance, here I drilled the hours spent by issue type and visualized the bugs that bugs might be the main reason for the planned effort overrun. So I colored this part of the bar in red to attach more attention than that efforts for bugs might not be properly planned in the project. eazyBI can combine different measures and dimensions for completely new insight into your data. For instance, if you add resolved issues as a line on different axes, the same chart gets more insight onto progress. Now I can have the insight into the productivity by trying to map the resolved issues to the spent hours. As you see, this is a mixed type of chart with bars and lines. eazyBI is designed for an easy transformation of the report outlook for getting the most appropriate visualization of the data. Table reports can be switched to pie chart to show percentages of each slice of the pie. In my example, I use the standard dimension of eazyBI, allowing to group the open issues by their age. For example, the first row in this table means there are 6 unresolved bugs because the report is filtered by issue type bug. And those bugs are with the age of less than 29 days. The second row shows 17 issues with the age between 30 and till 89 days. You can imagine what the rest of the table rows mean. Great thing that you can configure those intervals how you need and have a table report with a single column where the open issues are counted by the age interval. But this slide is actually about how you can use a pie chart. eazyBI converts the respective pie chart with a single click by selecting the pie chart view of the same report. Then, by adjusting the report colors, I can get the visualization outlook as I wish. Pie charts are very frequently used, but also misused charts when having too much slices of the pie in the chart. A pie chart typically represents numbers in percentages used to visualize a part to whole relationship or a composition. Pie charts are not meant to compare individual sections to each other or represent exact values. For that, we would recommend using bar charts. When possible, please avoid pie charts. The human mind thinks linearly, but when it comes to angles and areas, most of us can't judge them that well. Well, of course, when used on few components, it can quickly illustrate focusing areas in your chart. Like in this case, I can see that most unresolved bugs in my case are 365 days and more days old. I should hire somebody or start working more efficiently. Another use case is to show data as a gauge chart. Here is a table report showing the percentage of resolved bugs, currently open issues, and resolution rate of the bugs over the last 3 and 6 months. I can switch this table to the gauge chart view and apply some filtering. And I prefer a gauge chart with only values option enabled to show the table view data in a more focused way. You can also apply some limits to emphasize some measures that don't reach the target. Here I enabled the limit for cumulative resolved issues percentage. It is set to 90. That is why one measure appears in red color if the value doesn't reach the target. Creating some of the charts in eazyBI is based on intuitive conventions allowing easier switch between chart types. For instance, I can have a table view of the issue list and collect the date of when the planning data is available till the date when the planning ends. Once I have 2 dates and a calculation of the progress percentage, I can switch this table report to the Gantt chart view and show data as Gantt bars. The convention automatically takes the 2 dates as the range for the column and then percentage calculation as the progress indicator of that row. The Gantt chart can show in different levels of time periods. You can have from yearly down to daily granularity of this report. You can create eazyBI dashboards combining many different reports and charts in the same dashboard, and even use common dashboard filters to click and interact with all reports on the dashboard at once. eazyBI dashboard is the most common way to share eazyBI reports with other users. By combining reports on a dashboard and then managing users who can see always these insights and reports. But it's very important to understand how does your dashboard answer the questions, like how many unresolved issues we have in each age interval, when do we expect the project to end, having the current resolution pace. Questions and answers is what you really need to focus. Charts and tables, it just helps for that. eazyBI dashboard is not the only way to publish reports. Here are some other ways to share your eazyBI reports. Users can subscribe to eazyBI dashboard and receive scheduled emails with dashboards, PDF attachments automatically. Then you can use Jira dashboard gadgets, where you can publish eazyBI gadgets as dynamic reports directly on your Jira dashboard and share the whole dashboard with your team without even opening eazyBI user interface. You can use wallboards, which are report slideshows that can be good for large screens in hallway. And recently, eazyBI introduced the dark theme, which is quite popular in some other apps. You can publish eazyBI as Confluence page macros. Here we would even recommend using additional app, eazyBI for Confluence, which comes with the task analysis, page view analysis, and many other cool features, including a possibility to export your Confluence page as PDF with all reports and comments. Many reports can be done with a simple drag and drop, and by clicking the needed chart options as in many other apps. And you don't need to be an expert engineer or data scientist to create simple eazyBI reports. The thing is that very often simple reports are great for demos and presentations, but project managers and teams want very often tailor-made reports. And then you start asking questions, do we have the right tool set for that? It's a great thing that you can have very advanced reports with eazyBI, and there are several advanced features that support that. eazyBI for Jira supports integration with several most popular apps on the Atlassian marketplace. The integration means that the standard Jira data model is extended with even more additional building blocks to support data from these apps. You can report on Jira software project data and create different reports about sprints using numerous story point calculations. You can also report on SLAs coming from Jira service management projects, or show advanced roadmap hierarchies in reports. eazyBI has also DevOps part supporting the Bamboo and Bitbucket tools. Quite popular and very important part is the integration with the third-party apps. I mentioned here on this slide, and Tempo, which has timesheets and planner, is one of these apps eazyBI integrates with. You can use them to analyze planned and logged hours. eazyBI automatically detects the presence of those apps, and you can import this additional data in and use it in reports together with Jira data. Not all data could be present in your Jira. eazyBI originally was implemented as a general purpose business intelligence tool, and many features are still there for creating reports from other data sources, not only from Jira. You can import data using database queries. You can import from spreadsheets, REST API endpoints, and combine this data with data imported from Jira. Or build your own data model from these sources if the data is not related to Jira. The main principle remains the same. You import data to analyze and create reports and share them. Actually, quite many customers find this combo of user rates from other sources and Jira user worklogs useful for resource analysis and planning. This slide is eazyBI in a nutshell. These steps explain more details on typical workflow of how eazyBI is used. You have data in Jira, Jira apps, Confluence, or maybe non-related Jira sources. First, you import data from those systems in eazyBI. Do it once or schedule regular data updates. In eazyBI, you explore those data, play around, and build reports using provided building blocks. When you have come up with meaningful analysis report, share with your colleagues, partners, customers, team. You might publish report in eazyBI, but you can use them also on Jira dashboards, Confluence pages, or on large screens in meeting rooms. Users can also subscribe and receive them in email as well. Let's see how eazyBI organizes the imported data from Jira and why that is important. This is a typical screen with Jira issues, which most of you have seen 1,000 times or even more. It shows issues and we can see values in different fields for each issue. Some of these fields are classified lists, some numerical values, and some other can be date picker fields, and of course custom fields as well. eazyBI can recognize and import all Jira standard fields and most of custom field types in the data cube. Data is imported in eazyBI using the star scheme to make reports as fast as possible. It means numerical values are binding elements with all other fields when creating your reports. Jira numerical fields are imported as measures. Those can be numerical values like original, estimated hours, resolved issue counts, and those will be binding elements when creating reports. Also, date picker fields can be imported as measures to let you analyze issue counts by custom date picker values using time dimension as filter. When you import data from data source, you would get many measures automatically. Those are aggregated measures imported in the data warehouse from Jira fields. Selecting those, you can get very fast reports. As you can see, resolved issue counts and original estimated hours are imported as measures. Measure is a treasure in eazyBI because it sets the context for your report. It usually answers the quantitative questions in the report. You can select different measures to change the context for your report. The great part is that you can also create your new user-defined measures for custom calculations if you don't find the right measure out of the box. eazyBI provides the built-in language MDX. It's short for multidimensional query language. This is for writing your own calculations if the standard measures are not sufficient for your specific use cases. The formulas can remind the similar feature of the most popular spreadsheet tools and provide full range of functions for processing numeric date string values and making new custom calculations on top of existing. But I would encourage you start with those that comes out of the box, and you will see that they cover a lot of different scenarios. Classified Jira lists, which can be fields like assignee, status, priority, those will be imported as dimensions in eazyBI. Also, many types of Jira custom fields can be imported as dimensions. Dimensions can be used to split measures by classified list values or used to filter the report. Many dimensions are created out of the box when you import data, but you can get more by modifying the import options page at any time. There is a separate section with dimensions in eazyBI report builder where you can select them in your report. You can use dimensions in rows, columns, and page filters to filter your report. Once you create the right set of reports, you can start answering questions in a form of reports and charts. How to use dimensions and measures can help you build your report portfolio and do it in the best possible way. But before creating your new custom reports with eazyBI, I would recommend exploring eazyBI public demonstration account. It has many great report examples that we have collected over the last few years from different customers, from different customer use cases, and made public versions from these reports. Our public demonstration account is a great shortcut for copying the custom formulas or designing your custom reports. So don't be shy to borrow ideas from our experience. That is one of the reasons why we made it possible to copy eazyBI reports and reuse them between many Jira projects. Copy paste, I believe, is what every person knows how to do. It doesn't require a separate user to copy reports from report libraries, right? Let's have a look on how the demonstration account can be useful. This is my Jira project. With at the moment, I'm looking at the versions. I have 2 versions in my project, and I would wish to create a report to analyze these versions. So I will open a eazyBI demos. I will search for eazyBI demonstration account using my favorite search engine. I go to the demonstration account. These are folders with many report examples, but I will switch to dashboards. By default, it will open the first dashboard, but there are a couple of more very interesting and useful dashboards that you can explore. You can see each of them has many reports you can reuse. This one is for Jira software projects to analyze agile fields. But now we will focus on versions. I will use the versions overview dashboard and switch to the version report, which is in a public library. So if I want to reuse this report with all the measures and all the configuration in the report, as you can see, some of the predefined measures are selected, some of the calculated measures with formulas are there. I can copy, of course, each formula one by one, but I want to be smarter. So I will go and export the definition for the whole report. It will copy the structure for this report. Now I switch to my local account where I have installed eazyBI. I find the right eazyBI account where I want to create the report, navigate to analyze view and paste the definition. And that's it. Basically, these are the steps how you create all the calculated measures, all the user-defined calculations by just copying the report from our demonstration account. And I have the same version report structure, but based on my Jira project data. Well, the last step is I need to just select the version I have in Jira. And you can see that there are a couple of vertical lines. There is a story points history line. And of course, we want to save the report on the library for reusage. And we can see that there is also the dotted line with the predicted completion line. And we can assume that where the two lines meet each other, this is the point where we expect that a project or version can be completed. This is a trend line calculation, which came automatically when we imported the report from the library. So it doesn't require much knowledge to find the right report and reuse it on a local account. This example of a version report contains quite a lot of custom calculations, as you saw, but it's also possible to implement the simple burn-up charts just by using the standard features and measures of the eazyBI data model. Let us have a look on such example report. We will start with creating new report. We will use the project as a page filter, so we can always select the project. Again, we will use the time dimension in rows to analyze the measures by time. And we will select this time the week level from the weekly hierarchy. We see weeks where some issues were created, and we will use the standard calculations. It's a really cool feature, and we will use the cumulative sum, including empty values, so we can see from week 1 how the issues were created, and those weeks with the empty values won't just be empty, but it will show the previous week's value. And we will select also issues resolved as another measure. We see weeks where issues were resolved, and we will use the standard calculation again, this time without empty, so we don't show results for weeks where nothing were resolved. So now we will switch to the bar chart and use again vertical bars. You see all three measures in the chart. For cumulative issues created, we will choose the line. For issues resolved, we will also do some customization and choose a different color. Let's pick green. And since the last measure is also about resolved issues, we will use another shade of green. And if we want to change the sequence of these area in the chart, we can go back to table and change that. So I've created a report with 3 measures, but I wish to add linear trend for cumulative resolved issues. And actually the point where 2 lines meet is the current, basically the trend line with the current pace, how we are resolving issues. And we would assume that this is the week when we could resolve all the issues. So you saw we use the inbuilt features to create actually the linear trend and did something meaningful with the report. Here comes a couple of things that might be useful to remember from this session. First, eazyBI provides many different options to show your data in a table reports or as custom charts. You might need to be a bit careful to select the most appropriate way of how to visualize your data with a large amount of different options. Secondly, there is a rich library of ready reports which you can take and reuse in your environment. So if you need some ideas of how to show the data in eazyBI or how to create a specific custom calculations, please explore the demonstration account for that. eazyBI continuously adds the new functionality to cover more and more reporting use cases in easier way. Adding standard calculations is a powerful option relatively recently developed and extended with the new options from version to version. Those options are designed to make many complex reports even simpler. And remember, always focus on answering the right question than creating a fancy dashboard. Now it's time to look at the questions you sent. Lau, if you could help me with that.
Yes. Hi, everybody. And thank you for all the great questions that you sent in. So we'll try to answer most of them now. And as I promised, we'll answer the others if we can't later in our booth chat. So let's concentrate on the first one that you upvoted is, can you set up a centralized eazyBI instance behind the firewall for multiple Jira instances?
Sorry?
Can you set up a centralized eazyBI instance behind the firewall for multiple Jira instances?
Then probably that should be, then we would need to know more about how this firewall is set up.
I guess I can answer that from my perspective as well, is that eazyBI is built inside Jira. So for each Jira instance, you have to install the eazyBI app. But you can install private eazyBI that you can connect with multiple Jiras, but still analyzing different Jira data into one account with eazyBI will not be possible at the moment.
But that doesn't answer the question about firewall, right?
No, yeah, of course. That
Yes.
then depends.
So probably we would need to go into more into this question after this session. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have more questions about this, then please don't hesitate to ask more deeper about that. Okay. Then can eazyBI show reports such as new requests, current and percent change from previous period?
Sure. Yeah, eazyBI is great in importing issue history, and you can analyze not just the current situation. You can also look at the previous periods and compare the number of issues created in different periods. So yeah, probably, yeah, you can create such reports to analyze the KPIs or measures by different time periods.
What will be the enhancement that eazyBI is working on? Reports, charts, administration, UI changes in reports, let's say in 2022 or 2023?
We are always focusing on new great features, and we very often we check how many customers are upvoting them. So the most popular feature, there is the biggest chance that we will add it in eazyBI. Like I mentioned earlier, we are focusing on how to add more and more features, so you can do complex calculations with just clicking and without adding custom formulas. So probably this will be one direction where we will focus. Yeah, that's probably the direction to have more, to make the journey with the tool as pleasant as possible by adding more and more different cool features. I would answer like this. Maybe Lauma, you can add something.
I can add also that for the cloud infrastructure, as more and more customers are moving to the cloud, we are also working on making that infrastructure more faster and more, yeah, for the bigger customers, more friendly maybe. So we're certainly going to work on that, that the bigger customers with many accounts and big accounts can have faster reports. So speed is something we're also always thinking about.
Yeah.
And performance. Okay. Then a question, can we set up eazyBI in the same Jira data center database, or do we need to set up in a separate database?
That's probably a question about nodes, right? You can have a separate nodes for eazyBI and keep them on the same database.
No, the thing is that eazyBI, I don't know if you mentioned this so explicitly, that eazyBI does require the separate database for storing data. It's not using Jira database, so it requires the separate database also in Jira data center. But as Martin mentioned, yes, you can specify on which nodes eazyBI is running when you are on data center, so it doesn't have to use all the data center nodes.
Probably that's the main concern usually, why people ask similar questions, if eazyBI will not do harm for the other processes. So yeah, if you have a separate node, probably that answers the actual question. Is there something more?
Okay. Yes, we have more questions. So the next one's coming up. If we are not using tempo, can we create planned versus actual effort report in eazyBI?
Very good question. You for sure you can import without tempo. You can import logged hours, but the estimated effort, or how it depends. How do you define it, and where do you keep this estimation in Jira? If you don't have planned hours by tempo planner, where exactly do you enter this information? You can, like I mentioned earlier, you can combine Jira data with additional data sources or source files where the estimated hours are coming from. So definitely you can have a logged hours, and you would also you should have a possibility to extend the data queue with the estimations if they don't come directly from Jira issues. It usually depends how exactly where do you exactly keep these estimated hours. But there should be a way to calculate this and put it in a report.
Okay, next one. Can a pie chart colors be tied to issue attributes like labels?
Label is one of the dimensions eazyBI create out of the box, and then you can use this dimension to split measure in the report, and then choose a different color for each label. So yeah, probably this is the question actually. What actually was asked? No.
Yes, I guess so. I would answer it the same way. So. Okay, we still have a little bit of time, so let's go on. Does eazyBI integrate with Big Picture?
I think we currently do not integrate with Big Picture.
You're right, Martin.
We don't have integration. Yeah, we don't.
But we will upload this for you, because we do take care of the things that people are interested in. So we will upload this for you also, and then hopefully there will be such integration in future. Okay, let's have the last question for now.
Actually, if I go back one question about the labels, there's a good note that you can use cell conditional formatting in the measure to define based on a label what could be the color for the result, but that's just an addition for the previous question. So yeah, if we can have one more last question, because I think we will not be having time for more than one.
Yes, this will be the last question. Can one eazyBI report or dashboard be built from multiple data sources, for example, Jira and SQL?
Yes, you can combine, but it depends on the data model, how you how you import the data and how you map them. But for sure, you can combine reports from multiple sources. I guess right next rest of the questions we have to copy and then answer because we are running out of the time. All right. I think this is the
Yes, for combining, I will also add to what Martin said, that you can read up in our documentation how you can add additional data to Jira Issues Cube, and we will post a link in our booth or our sponsors chat room. And I have copied all the questions that you asked here, so please don't be afraid that you didn't get an answer. We will post the answers in our chat after this. So thank you very much for joining, Martin.
Yeah, thank you for joining, and welcome you to submit your questions on our community page as well, or contact us through the support. And these are the things that will come up after my session. Thank you. Bye.